Hello there, this is Opal Francis and welcome to my review of Avengers Infinity War. There will be a spoiler-free review without any spoilers, but this is a spoiler review, so anyone who doesn't want to be spoiled just if you don't want any spoilers, then go away from this video now, okay? Just to be warned. And now let's start. Yesterday I went to Avengers Infinity War, to the premiere in Russia, to the movie theater, and it was probably one of my favorite MCU movies. However, it did have its flaws. And that is why I can't call it my favorite. But, let's start with the very good aspects first, because this movie has a lot of good things to offer. However, it does have some negative aspects, actually. There are plenty of them. But, so starting with the good things. The movie... the movie starts out with Thanos' theme. This very depressing, dark and everything. And the Asgardians are all lined up. They're prisoners now on Thanos' ship, including Thor and Loki. And basically, they are captured by the Black Order, the henchmen of Thanos. And I really did enjoy the members of the Black Order, because there was something really terrifying about this guy, Anthony Moe, I think he's called, who looked like a Duros from Star Wars. He did this with his silver skin. He was really terrifying. Maybe it's the Russian dub, but how he was be grateful because you will be killed by Thanos himself, and how it was how it was terrifying, just the entire thing with Thanos destroying the races, half the population to save the other, because especially I'm going away right now, but on Gamora's planet, just how this character, Anthony Moe, I think he was called, how just be grateful and you're finally saved and on the path to becoming to saving the world. And it's just so menacing, because they're gonna kill them in cold blood right now. And how he just announced it, the voice, the everything really gave me nightmares out of. It's just incredible. Then, of course, we have Thanos himself. In the MCU so far, before Avengers Infinity War, we saw little glimpses of Thanos. Little pieces. And we all setting up for this movie. And I have to say, Thanos did not disappoint. His first introduction, when he's I don't know how it was on English, but he's you're saved because the savior is here, or should I say I am, and something like that. And with him walking in his armor, and then the camera, this very great effect, cinematography of his face just coming out with the shadows, and you see how scary he is, how everyone in that moment is just, they understand that most of them are going to die in very terrible ways. I also really did enjoy how Thanos is gifted one of the stones. I think it's the Reality Stone. I'm not familiar with their names. At the beginning, by Anthony Moe. I don't know what his name is. But basically, Thanos gets the first stone already in the very beginning of the movie. Then he, of course, receives the second stone, the Space Stone, I think it's called, by breaking the Tesseract, which of course Loki gave him. And I really enjoyed this first scene between Loki and Thor, and it was really like you were shaking because of fear, like I at least was. It was all so dark and so set up, and. Thanos' theme, I must say, although it is not really original, it's sort of cliched, nothing really new, but it still was very scary, menacing, and depressing. And then, of course, Heimdall uses the last of his powers to teleport Hulk into the other world. And I really like how all the characters are put together, especially the first meeting between Doctor Strange and Tony Stark, and the whole explanation of the Infinity Stones, which I think in this movie was done much better than it was done in the Guardians of the Galaxy. It gave much more details and was much more interesting, this narration of what they are. Of course, after that, we cut to the Guardians of the Galaxy and everything, and I absolutely loved Guardians of the Galaxy, how they speak, interact with each other, which I always laugh in their movies. And then the Thor interaction with them, although it started out really it was a mix of comedic elements, really laugh out loud, and scary elements whenever the topic went to Thanos. So they split up. Rocket, the Raccoon, and Groot and Thor go to something like, I don't remember the name of the place, while the others go to nowhere. Then we see Vision in human form talking with Scarlet Witch, who they are apparently now in a romance, which did start in Civil War. I really did enjoy. This is probably one of those romances that I do not feel is like forced. It's really natural, which I kind of don't really get much like these times. Really like a very a very emotional one. And Vision, of course, has all those visions because of the what's his stone named, the Mind Stone or something like that. And I jumped out of my seat, literally. I jumped and the popcorn dropped a bit when Vision was attacked. It was very unexpected, like very well made, because you after that you feel no, it's the movie is not safe. No, there's always danger, always someone lurking in the corners trying to invade you or kill you or take a stone out of your head or something. Of course, the henchmen of Thanos fail to retrieve the stone as Captain America emerges along with Black Widow and Falcon, and that was such a great moment. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I don't remember if it ever went to that, but then the battle between Thanos' henchmen and the other characters in that scene was really in the dark, but I did enjoy it. It was a small fight, and then we have the scene where the guardians of basically first Vision and everyone meets up with the I don't remember, War Machine, I think is called, I don't remember, but of course the Avengers are now sort of outlaws, but yeah, and then we have one of my favorite scenes in the movie, when the Guardians arrive at nowhere, and we see Thanos torturing the Collector, who I thought died in Guardians of the Galaxy, but apparently it's not. It's not. I don't know. So basically, this torture scene was absolutely greatly done. Like it was a great scene, and I'll talk about the flashback a bit later, but it was absolutely amazing. Just how Thanos' interaction with the Collector being all basically torn up and everything, and then Gamora attacks Thanos and just stabs him, and he's like, "What for?" And then he dies, or so we thought. And I knew that. Oh no, it's something's very fishy here. Of course, he didn't die, and I thought, well, maybe he's pretending like he died, but he will just, or maybe he has a wound, but he will attack right now. But it turned out it was a completely false vision. But it turns out it was a completely false vision, and he used the reality stone to fake everything, and he actually started to, he captured Gamora, who before told Peter to kill her if Thanos captures her, because she possesses important knowledge that he must not reach. And oh my god, is this scene reveal twist amazing. Like when the reality goes and Thanos' dialogue, and then this emotional scene where Star-Lord wants to shoot her, but he doesn't want to, but he has to, and eventually it's 1 minute, and then I was like, bubbles! Da, 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 da. Bubbles! It turns out that, of course, the gun had bubbles inside, and Thanos was pranking him, which shows he does have a good sense of humor. But Gamora is nevertheless captured. And at that time, Tony Stark is sort of the enormous spaceship arrives to New York to take the time stone from Doctor Strange, and basically they fight. They have Iron Man, Spider-Man joins the fight and everything, and there's this great confrontation between Anthony Moe, I think it's called, and the other guy, the big rock guy, who was probably my least favorite of I wanted to say Count Olaf's troop, of Thanos' henchmen, and the confrontation is great. And Anthony Moe is awesome in that scene. How he just stands in this leather jacket like a leader, like a very gentleman, just with his hands like that, and like when the car is thrown at him, how he just and it falls into half, and he's just standing there like a statue, doesn't even blink. And then the fight, of course, occurs, and Doctor Strange is captured and brought to Thanos' ship. This is part 1. Of course, there's too much to talk about, so part 2 will come out soon. Until then, my fellow subscribers and everyone, see you!